We are not opposed to the idea that aliens are real, but we have to argue that we have not found any aliens yet or contacted them. All the stories you have heard about aliens being real are hoaxes or proven to be false.
My group is going to be arguing about how aliens are real. The group we are going against think aliens are not real.
Okay, first argument.
The myth of faces on Mars has been proven false. Earlier pictures had shown faces on Mars, but now we know that those were shown because of old and bad quality cameras. More recent photographs show that there were just odd-shaped rocks with shadows. So that means that this isn't proof that aliens are real.
Your rebuttal?
How do you know aliens are real for sure? Aren't real for sure?
Because we've done a lot of research on it, and we have seen that all the things that we have shown, and we've gone on plenty of websites, they've shown to be false. Or people
Okay.
haven't made it
Your first argument?
How do you know aliens are not real? Astronauts have found water and fossils on Mars. As far as aliens with their lasers and tentacles, that they assume the universe is big. However, stars are far apart, especially around Earth.
Okay, your rebuttal?
Just because there is stuff for aliens to survive on other planets doesn't mean that they're real.
Okay. Your second argument?
Some people think crop circles are proof that aliens are real, but the truth is they are actually made by people. In September 1991, two men confessed they made crops as a prank to make people think that aliens are real. Aliens that had landed and made them. Then lots of other people started to make them, so that is proof that aliens are not real. And here's a picture of something that somebody made.
Your rebuttal?
How do you know that's just humans making them? How do you know for sure?
Because in 1991 that there were two men that proved that there were actually, that they made them. And then we went on this website, there was actually a picture of somebody took a picture of them making it. So you can actually see the person making it and not an alien.
But how do you know the person was just looking at it and just maybe fixing it up? How do you know they're just making it, maybe not just fixing it up?
Okay. Your second argument, please.
There are many reasons to think that life exists on other planets. Perhaps even on a huge number of planets, life, if the spontaneously on Earth form a soup of molecules through an process, then all you need for life to be created is the right planetary Congress, the proper raw matters of a sufficient amount of time, the right conditions may include things like being close enough to the sun that the planet is reasonably warm, but for Earth from that sun to the isn't for but to be cold. The right matters probably include carbon dioxide and water, among the other things. In any event, once you get these things right, you just add them all. A billion years probably would sufficient. The only living thing organ in the universe These reformations would have been met one of and them only in all the billions of galaxies that have formed during the 14 billion years of history. Our universe that is shone pretty unlikely.
Okay. Your rebuttal to the fact that there is billions of planets and billions of galaxies and each one could have the conditions for life.
I understand that there are billions of galaxies and stuff, but what I think, I don't exactly I don't get what you're trying to say. You haven't really proven your point that aliens are real that much. So basically, you haven't I understand that there are thousands of galaxies, I get that. But just because there are thousands of galaxies doesn't mean that there's aliens. So maybe if there was, I understand that there are planets and everything, but just because there's planets that may have air or water stuff doesn't mean that aliens need to have that stuff.
Okay. Your next argument?
The Search for Extraterrestrial Life program has been searching since 1985 for signs of alien life and has not found any. Other astronomers from the U.S. and the USSR have been looking for aliens since the early 1960s. None of this research has led to any proof or existence of aliens.
Your rebuttal? Speak up. If you got it, you say it.
So, how do you know there is not any existence of them?
Because we've done research and everything, and like I just told you,
I know that. But how do you know they're just lying?
How do you know or not?
How do you know they're not just lying?
Because we've actually done things on plenty of websites. They all came up mostly the same.
How do you know the websites are true?
How do you know they're true?
Because they have the presidents and the governments. We've heard them talk about it, and we've seen they showed pictures, but most of those pictures came from movies about aliens and people dressed like aliens say that they're real.
All right. Your third argument?
Here's another way to think about it. There is some probability that a Roman selected a planet will form life on it within a billion years if is sufficient. A small there will be almost no chance of life living, of forming, including aware towns and ants and should not exist if larger than life would exist anywhere, but this technology advanced alien life exists. If outcomes on many other planets, then we should exist technically advanced life to put on at least some of them. Whatever cause Hackress of sexual selection to select for high levels of mention and intelligence on Earth.
Okay, your closing statements.
As all good scientists, we are open-minded to consider proof of aliens in the future, but for now in science, scientists don't have to prove the non-existence of something. The burden of proof is on the people who claim to know they exist. My proof that aliens don't exist is that there is no proof that they do exist.
Okay. Your closing statement.
Thank you all for coming to our argument today. Thank you.
Science doesn't have to prove that aliens does exist.